Hey, yo, shalom. All praises to the Most High. Yehovah Yehoshua, this is Sound Some YYBY. Yo, man. Y'all really want to know why I use reason, man, out of all dogs in the world? Y'all really want to know the real fucking reason why I use reason out of all dogs right now? That's my main leading dog. I'm about to break it down to y'all raw and uncut.
The 12 tribes. Ooh, oh, oh, the 12 tribes. Yeah.
Yo, listen, people, man. Everybody got the experience out there. Everybody say they use this, they use that over the years and stuff like that. And everybody have their different opinions and different ideas and why they use dogs and stuff like that. And what I want people to understand is first that before we even talk about this, about reason or any dog, when you're dealing with equipment, you have to understand how to maintain your shit, right? And what I mean is that if you're using the computers only and not using a lot of physical hardware, a lot of the times people have problems with their stuff, man. Before you even can blame the dog, you have to know how to troubleshoot everything with your stuff, man. And what I mean by that is that you gotta set your computer where it runs properly for recording music. You gotta know how to turn certain things off that runs in the background. You gotta turn certain options and features off inside your dog where your computer run properly, right? You have to know how to install stuff properly. You have to make sure you update your computers properly where you don't have dealing with certain bugs, because the same way dogs have bugs, the same way your computer have bugs, man. Whatever system you're using, if you're using Mac or if you're using PC. I'm a PC boy, right? And I know PC very well because I fix computers and I know them very well. So the stuff that the average person went through with PCs, I didn't go through that because I knew how to maintain my stuff, man. So when I'm dealing with dogs, I'm straight. So you have to know how to maintain all that stuff, man. You have to know what to turn on and what to turn off. That's the number one thing. And then once you know how to maintain your computer, maintain your hard drives, you got a fast hard drive. You can't just use any hard drive. You got to get an SSD drive. Once you use that and run off of your hard drive instead of running off your computer drive, and also, if you got a powerful computer, even if you got a decent one, I have decent one, run you about $1,000, $900 to $1,000, or a gaming laptop or a hard drive, a desktop John or whatever you got, man. If you got something that from a i6, processing up and over 32 gigs of RAM over that, and stuff like that, we build our stuff up. You knock that part out the way. So now once you having problems with your software, it's either bugs or your ass just use a lot of third-party plugins, bro. And let me tell you, it don't matter what dog you're using. Third parties can be your worst enemy. That's a fact. And I say this every time. The reason why y'all have so many problems with most of y'all dogs is because of your third-party plugins, man. Because y'all expecting these companies to be in a relationship with your dog and update their plugins to function with what the dog is providing. And y'all know if y'all understand what the hell coding means and everything, code their stuff in a different way, you will understand that sometimes you're going to run into problems with that all the time, especially CPU issues and crashes. Now, how would you know for a fact if your DAW is not the problem? I mean, I'm sorry. How would you know for a fact if your DAW is the problem why it's crashing? It's when you take all the third parties out and then you just use the DAW the way it is with what comes with it. If you have problems, then it's something with your DAW, bro. It's something with your DAW. If you're having a lot of crash problems and you fix everything with your computer, you got everything set properly, because I'm gonna tell you something, a lot of y'all don't be doing this shit. Y'all just get computers and y'all just think they just run. You got to maintain them all the time, right? So if you got that, check one, your computer, software updated, check two, right? And then you remove all the third party out. And then if your DAW crashes on you all the time, then it's your damn DAW. And me, I test every DAW to this point, whatever I'm dealing with, to see what's really causing the malfunctions. Because we always quick to blame the DAWs all the time, but we always want to use outside something to use inside of that company. Not realizing that everybody don't code this shit the same. Right? So now, I'm about to get to my point about Reason. Why I use Reason. Out of every DAW that I ever use from the beginning from 2000, from 1999 to 2000, from me having weak computers to good computers. And it was a time through a lot of years where I stopped using Reason because Reason wasn't, I wasn't recording it. I couldn't record it, and I wanted to do everything in one DAW together. And that's why I was using Reason, then I was using Cubase to record in. I was using Reason only by itself, then I started using Cubase, then and then I said I'm done with using Reason because I can't do none of that stuff in it. And I just started using Cubase and Samplitude and Sonar and all these other DAWs, right? But when you having what I had to learn is that, now let me get all this stuff because this is raw uncut for my brothers and sisters. And the reason why I use Reason is because the damn stability, man. And people like, what? Stability? Man, it crashes on me, this and that. I don't have those damn problems and never did. You know why I don't have those problems? Because I don't have to use third party inside of Reason. Because Reason have enough of stock stuff and tools to use to get any job done. Have enough sounds, everything, period. And then someone will say, well, some of these DAWs, like Cubase, they have enough tools and, effects and instruments and everything where you don't got to go outside that. That's a fact. That's why the times I use Cubase, I ain't have to go outside and use no third party, nothing. In Studio One, I do, because Studio One they provide the basic stuff to get a job done. But when it comes to like auto tunes, certain creative effects, stuff that make your music sound like the old tape players and the tape player noises, and it's a lot of a lot of strategic things I can really go through. Studio One doesn't have those, so you have to get third party stuff. I got right now about 4 or 5 plugins that you have to get as third party inside of Studio One. Before, they didn't have vocoder, you had to get that. But inside Reason, I don't have to use no third party, nothing. But this is the ill thing about it though, because we do like creative things. We do like new plugins. We do like to get new tools to try to use in our DAW. And the ill thing about it is that if I do decide to want to go out and use a third party plugin inside Reason, I can go straight to rack extensions and the third party companies, whoever decide to use it, create their plugins. I can go inside rack extensions and find certain things that's different, that does the same thing of these popular names. And I won't have to worry about no CPU issues, because that site is designed specifically for using damn third-party plugins where they can function properly inside of Reason. Well, you won't have those crashes. You won't have those latency issues and you dropping 20 plugins or whatever you dropping and shit just crashing on you. Listen, people, most people can vouch for this. 9 times out of 10, if Reason crashing on you, man, is because one, it wasn't working properly with the Mac, the M1 Mac, and they finally got that fixed. Or you don't maintain your computer properly. You got issues with your computers. And the main thing is that you use a lot of third-party stuff. You use a whole bunch. Hell, you use the third party more than you use the stock stuff that come with it. To me, that's like a disrespect because Reason got some creative shit. And the way it looked, design, the creative flow. But guess what, though? I'm going to be real with y'all. And a lot of people come to me about this. Y'all are right. It's a lot of DAWs got way more features than Reason, bro. Studio One, Cubase, hell, even FL Studio. A lot of DAWs got a lot of features that that Reason need to have, man. They need to have. It's a fact. It's a lot of features. It's a lot of ideas and certain things that other DAWs have. And people will come say, well, Reason not professional enough. Well, if you're nice, you're nice. If you got the skills, you got the skills. But if they come and say, hey, well, they don't have enough features, they ain't lying. They right. But Reason do have the right features to get the job done because you can get any job done inside Reason. That's the key thing. Now, time is money. Would it take a little extra process? Yes. I'm gonna give you an example. Like if you're in Studio One, they got something called that clean the vocals. They clean the vocals real quick. What they call it? Strip silence. They clean between all the vocals. But when you're inside Reason, you have to do everything manually, one by one. Take your time. If you got a lot of tracks, that's what you got to do. But manually still better, actually, right? So it's a pro and con of that. So it is a lot of features that Reason do not have, man. And I hope they put them in there, man, and stop playing games. It's a lot of workflow features that they can use to put in there. But here's the thing, though, and the reason why I really use it and rather use this Reason more than any DAW. Regardless of the features that it don't have, I still can get every job done. I can get any job done for mixing and mastering, recording artists and everything. 2, I don't have to use no third-party plugins because I can get everything that Reason come with, and I can go on rack extensions and get it on there, right? And the main thing, people, the main key damn thing out of all DAWs that I use, the main key thing, and trust me on this, I said it earlier, but if you have this problem, I don't care what DAW you use, you would never get nothing done. You would never get no job done. You will always have problems, and that's called stability and CPU manage and usage, man. That's the key thing. That is the key thing. Even though there's many other things I love about it, from the GUI, the sound of it, and the creative flow and juices that it give you, and the inspiration that it give you more than any DAW. But the main thing with me, the main key thing when I get in and start working, is the stability. Stability. I get on other DAWs and open up my third-party plugins. The shit be all done crashed 3-4 times already before I can do anything. 2 hours, 3 hours working on stuff, crash already again. Reason 12 haven't crashed with me yet since it came out. Yeah, some people was complaining about it earlier when they first started doing it, when it first came out, because they had a really, you got to understand what they call it, the high res. When they had to convert everything to high res. You got to remember, this is an old school DAW. So they had to do everything to high res. That's a lot of coding right within itself on a whole nother level, people. Y'all got to understand the process of that, getting that done. So when they had to keep doing that and updating it, and they made it better and better and better. Then everything came in like they said. Then they had an issue with M1. The DAW was crashing. They did that for all the Mac users. So you ain't having those problems right now. You can't be having those problems with 12 right now. Because believe me, from the beginning, I ain't have none of those problems from the beginning of 12. And that's what I'm saying. And so that's the reason why I use Reason over all DAWs. Stability. It's smooth. I could drop damn near 60 combinators. 60 combinators. And you know how many effects and instruments probably in each one of those combinators. And it'll get what, 30%, 40%? That's good, man. If you got any ideas, you got any opinions, drop it down at the bottom. This is YYBY. Peace.